Yesterday was our first day here in Oman, and we did something that we don't normally do. We did a private guided tour of the city just to get acclimated. It's a new country, there's new culture here, which is slightly different than anywhere else that we've ever been. We wanted to get a feel for the city, and the city is not exactly walkable. We do have a rental car, but we wanted to do something a little different and have somebody else give us the ins and outs of the city and the country, answer some of our questions, and he was wonderful. His name was Ahmed. He was so patient with the kids, which is something we were so worried about because they do tend to get restless. You know, they're 2 and 4, so there's crying and there's whining and there's I don't want to do this, and you know, kind of slowing us down a little bit. So the tour took longer than expected. It was almost 6 hours long, but he was so patient, he was so kind, and he was so good with the kids. The kids loved him. Isla even asked this morning if he was going to take us to show us some more things today. The price was super reasonable and it was a really great time. So check out what we saw yesterday on our first day in the capital city of Muscat.
The first stop on our city tour was the Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque, and it instantly sets the tone for just how beautiful the city of Muscat is. Completed in 2001 after nearly 6 years of construction, the mosque was a gift to the nation from Sultan Qaboos to mark his 30th year of leadership. Built from striking white and honey-colored sandstone, the complex features 5 elegant minarets representing the 5 pillars of Islam, and expansive courtyards lined with archways that make the entire exterior just as impressive as the inside. Our best tip here, make sure you're dressed properly before you come. Women need to cover their hair, wrists, and ankles, not just shoulders like I originally thought. Men need to cover shoulders and wear long pants, and children are generally exempt from the dress code, although it's still best to dress them modestly. And if you don't have the right clothes, no stress, you can rent an abaya and scarf at the entrance for just a few dollars. I had to do that and it was super easy. It's also worth taking some extra time to wander the grounds. The landscape gardens, long marble walkways, and quiet reflecting spaces make it feel incredibly peaceful, even when you're visiting with kids. The next stop on our tour was the Royal Opera House Muscat, and the first thing you notice is the beautiful exterior, a bold, striking building made from bright white Omani limestone that stretches all around you. The Opera House was completed in 2011 under the direction of Sultan Qaboos, who wanted Oman to have a world-class center for music and performance. Today, it hosts everything from international orchestras to local cultural shows. If you have time, the guided tours are definitely worth it, and yes, they are in English. You get to walk through the foyer, see the main theater, and learn how the whole place was designed. And one of the coolest features is the adjustable auditorium. Parts of the theater can shift to accommodate different types of performances. Next up, we stop by the ocean to let the kids run around and watch the waves. And of course, it ended with some bird chasing, which it always does.
Throw it! Feed the birdies, feed the birds! Go ahead! You gotta throw the bread. Throw the bread! You gotta throw it. Go ahead. What? You gotta throw it. Look. Throw it. Throw it. Throw it. Uh-oh.
We then continued on a scenic drive toward one of Muscat's most iconic landmarks. Al Alam Palace is the ceremonial palace of the Sultan of Oman, and while it isn't open to the public, you can walk right up to the gates and admire its vibrant blue and gold facade. The site has centuries of history behind it, with earlier versions of the palace standing here long before the modern structure was built. It's a symbol of Oman's monarchy, national pride, and the seamless blend of traditional and contemporary design that you see throughout the country. Walking around to the back of the palace, you also get a perfect view of the two historic coastal forts, Al Marani and Al Jalali, perched dramatically on the rocky cliffs above the water. These fortresses once guarded Muscat's harbor and were essential in protecting the city from seaborne attacks. Our last stop of the day was the Mutra Corniche, one of the best places in Muscat for shopping. It's a long, curving boardwalk right along the waterfront with views of the harbor, the mountains, and just across the street, the Mutra Souk. We spent some time wandering through the colorful souk, where you can find everything from incense and lanterns to textiles and local crafts. We only made a quick pass through though, because by this point the tour was creeping up on 5 hours and the kids were well past ready for a nap.